Now let's talk about the cerebral hemispheres. So above the brainstem, there's two cerebral hemispheres, sort of two halves of the same brain, and they're connected by something called the corpus callosum. It's basically a large bundle of axons or nerve fibers that connect the hemispheres. So you can see the corpus callosum as this area right here connecting these two sides. The cerebral cortex is a pretty thin layer of cells that cover the outer surface of the cerebral hemispheres. So the cerebrum, the hypothalamus, and the thalamus are collectively referred to as the forebrain. You can see that component right here. And you can see the corpus callosum sort of running across almost the entirety of the brain right here, connecting the two hemispheres, one on each side. Now these hemispheres tend to have different functions. So one way of looking at it is that all kinds of functions like motor planning and sensation on the right half of the body are processed mainly by our left brain hemisphere, whereas those on the left half of the body are processed mainly by the right hemisphere. Now people have made up all kinds of foolishness about what the right brain and left brain abilities and personalities are, but these don't really actually hold up to real honest to goodness research. So a lot of what you hear about right brain and left brain personalities and right brain or left brain thinking and so forth is kind of hogwash actually. It's pop psychology that somehow people have gotten a hold of and sort of made a cottage industry out of. But usually, well, in fact, in almost all cases, it's not borne out by science. Now, there are some ways in which they're different, and these are important. So, for example, in most people, language is processed mainly on the left hemisphere, or by the left hemisphere. And positive emotions can be lateralized to the left as well. Spatial orientation, on the other hand, and most negative emotions tend to be processed more in the right hemisphere of the cerebral cortex. So the left and right brain, basically, or cerebral cortex, tend to have different information processing styles. The right brain gets big patterns and the left focuses on detail. On the other hand, even those things are true, it's not the case that some people are sort of left brain dominant and others are right brain dominant. Please take that out of your way of thinking. It's simply not true.